bottom right-hand corner from Apprentice Esports, it is the Canadian Protoss. He is DisK.
Okay, at the 11 o'clock position, or the top left corner, we have Apprentice Esports Ukko in red Zerg.
And you know, it's been a while since we've had another North American Zerg that isn't, you know, Scarlet or No Regret.
I mean, there's also BioIce, right?
Oh yeah, BioIce too.
Upcoming player.
Yeah, it's been a while though. You know, we got BioIce, we got Ukko, we got some more Zergs in there, because for the longest time it has been, there's a lot of good North American Protosses. You know, you have M. Canning, you have Estrella, you have Neeb, DisK. There's a lot of Protosses. You didn't really have as many Terrans and Zergs, so it's nice to see. You know, Group A, we of course have Epic with a great start to his group with that 2-0, already topping it off with, I mean, the 4-0 scoreline in maps.
Yeah, and you can see this also doing a similar approach, allowing the Zerg to just take the second base at the natural position, and then probably gonna go Stargate afterwards and try to really harass the pocket base, or induce the Zerg to position queens at the pocket base and then converge onto the natural and just, you know, target firing the drones, whether there's a spore crawler present or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the big thing that we saw in pretty much all of these TVZs that we have gotten to cast is that usually what you're going to want to do is get out that Oracle, and the double-pronged harass that you're able to do with the Oracle and the and the Adepts is what is really going to be your main tool to try and find an advantage in the early game as the Protoss. Now, DisK, this is the first PvZ where we have seen a Twilight Council first.
Yeah, and as soon as I said that, and 5 seconds later, he immediately started a workgate research from his cybercore, so knew it was going to be either Robo or Twilight. He opted for Twilight. He actually going to go for a Glaive Adept play, though, because, you know, Glaive Adepts have been prevalent in the past years, where almost all Zergs at a high level are pretty much immune to it. So I'll be very interested to see what the follow-up is. There's a Robo going down. Is it gonna be Dark Shrine? Yeah. I mean, he's saving up gas.
We'll have to see. Additional gateway being placed down. Nothing being researched just yet.
Shrine.
And there's the Dark Shrine going down. So we're going to see DTs, and of course, if the DTs do end up not getting as much damage as you would like, can always transition it into Archon drops, which have, you know, not really been around for a very long time, but always is an option after this kind of a build. And that's the nice part about it, as this Adept is just going to get some information, gets into the main, is going to see how many units Ukko does actually have. Sees also the timing on that third, which is going to be decently coming along. It is, I think, a little bit late if I'm not wrong.
This is already so bad for the Zerg, though. Losing 2 drones, 3 links to single Adept.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think this would be just a 2-gate play. Or maybe, oh, actually, he has 3 gates, so he might warp in 3 DTs, and then could make 1 more, and then just go follow up with a Archon charge slot. He's not even intending to build a third right now. I think he's just about to build third now. Yep, there we go. The probe is on the way. Now this third could actually be a real third, or it could just basically be a fake show to Ukko. There we go. 4 DTs.
Yeah, but it's going to be the harassment here for DisK. Now, there are already Spore Crawlers available, but a Queen is going to go down, and that's already a nice catch here for these DTs. Going to try and get another one. The Link Surround, though, comes through. War Prison just gets it out, and that's already some great value here for DisK. Got the 2 drones to start, is now also going to be able to find some good harassment with these DTs. Morphs in 1 Archon, leaves some Dark Templars to protect it, and I gotta say, this start for DisK is already pretty darn good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And DisK is up 6 workers. This is a rare occasion to actually see Protoss being ahead in terms of the worker count. All he has to do is just be careful not to lose this Prism and the Archons. Going for the Forge and 2 more gateways, so it's going to be a total of 6 gates. And he already has he should probably start researching either Blink or Charge relatively soon. If he were to gear up for a follow-up, and there's the 2 Adepts heading into Ukko's natural, trying to cause diversion, and meanwhile Archon's doing as much work as possible. Need to be careful. Oh, nice pickup right there, and needs to save the War Prism as well. More drones going down. These one Adept is gonna still be alive, and it's gonna get another kill. Oh my god,
this is
so much damage being inflicted by this.
Just the resources lost alone tells the story. 2,000 to 300. DisK has been extremely efficient in this game. 11 drones in total are going to fall, and the Archons are still alive. The Warp Prism is still alive. And guess what? It's 3 base versus 3 base, and the Protoss is ahead, 12 workers. I mean, I gotta say, as much as I would love to hype up, you know, this situation, oh, maybe Ukko can make a comeback, this is already looking extremely dire. I mean, Blink +1 as well. DisK has its transition underway, and Ukko's just struggling to really get into roaches comfortably.
Yeah, and when Protoss started the +1 upgrade faster than that of Zerg, because Zerg, you know, in ZVP, Carapace upgrade is not that important compared to the both attack upgrades, but if like he just canceled melee attack upgrade too, because he's like so tight on resources, and he's getting DisK is getting +1 attack as well as a Blink. Oh, is he gonna lose? Yeah, he's gonna lose the Archons though. Yeah, that's not good. Small blunder by DisK, but I think DisK is still like miles and miles ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the Archons definitely got enough value to pay for themselves if you're looking at how much has been traded over the course of this game when you've lost around 1,900 more resources than your opponent. I think DisK is going to be pretty happy with that. Now has a massive swell of Blink Stalkers and Sentries, some Immortals to boot and back it up, and that +1. This is going to be a very, very strong time attack, and it will be scouted out. Ukko does see it with one of those roaches. The issue is, there's more Stalkers than roaches, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but I'm pretty sure roaches don't trade that too efficiently when they're lower in numbers than what your opponent has.
No, they don't. Oh my god, there's a kill as well. Everything is just falling apart for Ukko. 4 DTs. You know, got biled once, but it's going to... Oh! He could have just target fired and he could have taken the hatchery down. Regardless, I think DisK has enough firepower to just overpower Ukko's army and just pick up the dub right here on Berlingrad. GG.
Yeah, that is game. It is, I mean, dominated by DisK. There's no real question about it. There was not much you can do there as the Zerg to fight. As Brian, I'm looking at through you through a frosty mirror, or like frosted glass. Oh.
Well, the story is the story in ZVP is can you know stop the Protoss from the early harassment? You know, if the answer was no, then Protoss usually came out on top. If the answer was yes, then Zerg came out on top. So that trend is going to continue, and then you know I can see some people talking about like, oh, I swear I saw the charge, but you know the charge was for camouflage. He actually canceled it in midst of it, so he only had a Blink. And you know, if you dealt that much damage with 2 Adepts and 4 DTs slash 2 Archons, then your +1 Blink timing will be very, very potent for the Zerg to actually stop it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was clean. It was very, very well done. DisK manages to get his way to a win, and we're going to be heading into map number 2. It's 2,000 atmospheres, and I think the worry is this really only gets better for the Protoss. Berlingrad is a very nice map for Zerg. There's a lot of open space. you can really maneuver your army how you like and find surrounds. And Ukko was not allowed to do that. He lost so many workers in that early game, and he's going to need to clean that up if he wants to have a chance here in map number 2.
The thing is, Titan, that both 2K and Hardwire, it's not like Protoss is like favored in those maps. It's just much better off than playing on either like Curious or Berlin.
Yeah.
But since Ukko already dropped Berlingrad, I'm not sure if he can actually climb back in the subsequent 2 matches, but who knows what could happen. You know, a miraculous comeback could happen, or it could be just a straight up goose egg for Ukko and a 2-0 victory for DisK.
And that's what he's looking for. Top right-hand corner. It was a complete and utter outplay in game number 1. Let's see if he can keep it up from Apprentice Esports. It is DisK.
All right, his teammate, also from Apprentice Esports, obviously, is the Red Zerg Ukko. Once again, Gateway Scout coming off from the Protoss. So trying to just allow the Zerg to plant the natural at the natural location, no pun intended. And then I think this map, DisK is actually going to go Stargate, unless he's going to play another mind game.
Yeah. And I really think the main time you will see a Protoss go for that worker block is usually when you have some sort of a build prepared to take advantage of your opponent's natural being at that third base location. So if you on a map are saying, listen, I really want to do a Glaive Adept all in, or I really want to do some sort of a charge lot push where it's going to be really hard for my opponent if I split their army, then that's when you'll see a lot of Protoss end up trying to block that at second base, force it into an awkward position, and then the game goes on from there. But when you're playing straight up, really you're not going to get overall that much value out of your opponent placing their third farther away, or their natural farther away. It's so much minor of a difference that honestly taking your worker away from the mineral patches that early, it doesn't end up really being that worth it.
Yeah, and furthermore, it just allows the Protoss to open up different opportunities. You know, before you want, especially if you're going Glaive Adepts, then you really want to, you know, spread the Zerg thin as much as possible, because you know that early Pro Scout to deny the natural really started from when Protoss tried to use Glaive Adepts, 4-gate Glaive Adept play very heavily. Then it becomes more ideal. Whereas if you're trying to use multiple oracles for harassment purposes, then, you know, rather than allowing the Zerg to have multiple queens at the pocket location, you actually want to, you know, make the Zerg expose that pocket base so that you can actually dive with the oracles, or you can utilize adepts to cause diversion and then really dive the oracles as well. So this time, as predicted, this going for the Stargate play. Immediately spotted by 2 links, but I don't think it will be anything surprising for Ukko by any chance.
Yeah, this is how you play it on this map. Stargate is just the stock standard opening. We'll see the Oracle, and of course, the question evermore is how many Oracles will you go up to? The standard is 2. I personally like seeing 3. I think that 3 is a very, very nice number, especially if you're not planning to do any really aggressive tech switch to something like Glaive Adepts. But we will see what DisK ends up opting for. First Oracle is popped out. Doesn't have the there we go. Does have the gas to start the second. And for Ukko, of course, with that scout, should be popping down the Spore Crawlers at some point here. Has 2 queens in the main, bringing now the 2 back to defend natural as well. So it should be fairly good on the defensive side to stop this Oracle from getting too much damage.
Yeah, it is when multiple oracles congregate. That's when the Protoss is really going to, you know, start looking for opportunities, and we'll see how Ukko defends that. And if he can hold to minimal loss of drones, then he should be in a good shape. Now we see triple oracle production coming off from this. We also see Twilight and Porsche dropping down as well. So probably most likely going to see +1 blink, I imagine. Because if it were to be Glaive Adepts, like how Hero utilizes, then you know the 3 additional gates should be dropped already, as well as the resonating glaives being researched already.
Yep, and it's the 3rd Oracle that is coming on the way, so it looks like this is going to be a pretty standard build here from DisK. And there we go, +1 startup. Blink should be not far behind as soon as the gas is available. And there we go,
yep.
Blink on the way. We did see already 3 drones go down to the first 2 Oracles. They're going to now try to see if they can get into the 3rd. And as we see, when you have 3 Oracles, if there's a Queen out of position, you can dive onto it. Oh, does lose 1 Oracle. But hey, you got 5 drones, you got a Queen, and you just lose an Oracle. It's pretty worthwhile here for DisK.
Yeah, I would say slightly better for Protoss in terms of the trick. Now, 4 additional gates going down, Chrono Boost going down to both Blink and +1, which kind of insinuates that he wants to go for timing once +1 and Blink finishes off.
Absolutely, the 2 Oracles still poking around, still trying to find value, and of course, even if they don't get any more drone damage, you still have value in the Stasis Ward and the Revelations. 2 very, very nice spells to have access to. As we see,
especially you want to wane the creep dispersion from the Zerg as much as possible too. So Oracles are completely capable of doing that. This going for the 4th, around 610. So it's gonna go for the more economy-based approach. And right now he has 6 gates instead of the 8. So he's probably going to just apply pressure, and then now he's adding 3 more gates right now. So once 4, so he's gonna go up to 10 gates, and once he does, he will probably try to attack the Zerg from both sides, both the top side and the bottom right side, and to really force the Zerg to fight at non-ideal spots.
As here we go, Stalkers pushing on in. Again, this is not going to try and kill your opponent, but you're just looking for some light pressure. See what pickoffs you can get until your additional gateways are up. A nice pickoff on the Queen. DisK actually
going for the Ravager.
Goes for the Ravager first, then picks off another Queen. The Blink back is going to look for their 3rd. Oh! Leaves it at 8 health. Just says, listen, I'm coming back. You better be careful. But already some good value here out of the Blink Stalkers. You keep the Zerg back at their base. You find a few pickoffs. And now you have charge. You have Blink Stalkers. You're going to be up to 10 gates. DisK can start to really pour into this gateway production. And, you know, if he so wants to, start to split the map, even as, there we go, finally picks off the Queen. But start to look for Zealot run-bys, potentially, at the same time as pressuring with these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, also he's starting to plant cannons for defensive purposes as well, and he stayed on 3 gas for such a long time, so you know he's not going to add like tech units such as High Templars or Archons. He's just gonna gear up as many Zealots and Blink Stalkers as possible with a +2 upgrade being researched, and he's just gonna continuously assault the Zerg from 2 locations.
Absolutely, as you see a very, very large force of Chargelons being brought together here on the left side, the top left side of the map, and eventually they will move out. Charge 10 seconds away from being done. The Blink Stalkers still trying to kite away this Zerg army that is now going to chase it down. And Ukko, he does have a lot. It's, you know, Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager. It's quite a strong force. More Stalkers being warped in to defend at the same time. Here comes the Zealots, just going to go for the hatchery. And honestly, I mean, the Banelings here are going to maybe find some decent connections. And
very nice connections.
Yeah, and it looks like Ukko might still not be able to save the hatch.
It's going down. Oh, that was so unfortunate for Ukko, though. He could really save the base right there, but the reinforcements just came a little bit too slow. Oh, watch out! Very nice management coming out from Ukko.
Absolutely is. I mean, continue to chase this down, and this is why we saw the base go down. He got a little bit overzealous with his army, tried to push it across the map, but now the Banelings rolling on through some great focus fire from DisK there with the Oracles, and now retreating into the cannon as, oh, they're going for the mineral line. 5 probes go down. The shield battery falls. 9 probes in total will end up going down, but again, another Zealot run by, and I believe that was another kill on the Morphing Hatchery, as DisK is just taking full advantage of Ukko trying to be aggressive across the map.
Yeah, and more queens falling. And yeah, this time it wasn't as effective as last time in regards to the trade, but DisK still has healthy economy. Going to replenish the army supply once he has the gateway cooldowns. There we go, 8 more stalkers on the way. And he's just gonna micro these stalkers as much as possible and try to win a lot of the Zerg's ground units. More zealots coming in, +2 zealots coming in, just trying to slice and dice on the links. Another kill!
That is disgusting. These +2 zealots, I mean, they wreak havoc. They two-shot those lings. The stalkers still managing to fight on one front. You see how DisK is managing this two-pronged pressure, just constantly causing Ukko to focus on the right side with the blink stalkers, and then he brings in the charge lots, queues them up, is now going to go for another base. Just, I mean, look for workers at this point, and everything is being brought over to deal with these stalkers, and that's another base that's going to go down now for Ukko.
Yep, being falling like flies. Oracle's granting vision with the revelation. Blink stalkers just trying to post threat every time they could. Oh, these zealots got sucked in. Too bad. They could have really taken down the 9 o'clock base. But meanwhile, this already established the 5th. He already established the Templar Archives, researching Storm, getting +3 infantry upgrade as well. He also has a robo available, so he can also now attack at multiple locations using the War Prism. And Ukko, he had the Spire available, but he was in so much pressure that he actually queued up 26 more links instead of making mutas, because he had about 700 gas available to make 7 mutas. But if he had made the mutas, then he would have probably lost in the ground army fight. So he actually went with the links, and still he can't salvage himself from this position. And 9 o'clock base once again going down. DisK is just in complete control thus far.
Yeah, I mean, there's good upgrades coming through here for Ukko. The +3 melee, +2 range. Also has adrenal glands, and that means that these lings will do a lot more damage. As there we go, we see. But it just doesn't matter. These zealots, they shred through hatcheries. As another base is going to go down, and DisK is just playing to split apart the Zerg army. As he's going to, I mean, Ukko's going to attempt to chase it down, but even if you do, guess what? There's High Templar now, and there's a Storm. And DisK is up 30 life. Oh. And
3 Archons available. And look at this, you know, there are so many potentials for Baneling run-bys for Ukko. If you look at the layouts of these expansions, but he just doesn't have the resource and the attention span available to do so. Besides the one he tried at the third of DisK, where he got 9 probes.
And it worked well, and he's trying to reestablish this base, but it's going to go down again, and honestly there's no attention here. Does manage to cancel it while also cleaning up the Zealot run by at the third. But DisK is just going to keep power pushing. He has Storms, he has 4 High Templar. Ooh! Great morph of the Archons just in time. He's going to soak up a lot of damage of those Banelings, and now the Blink Stalker is going to blink forward, and DisK knows he has a killing blow. It's some good corrosive biles, but it just doesn't matter. The Archons, they wreak havoc, and I mean, a lot of this army does actually end up going down, but there's just so much here for DisK, sitting at 6 bases. Even if he doesn't, I mean, win the game here.
Kronos has 85 workers to 20, no, sub 20 of the Zerg.
There we go. GG is called.